Okay, so I just ran all 496 miles of this year's Casey Folks Best in the Desert Vegas to Reno, and want to give you kind of my overall thoughts of the race for this year. So it's starting out in Crystal. I'd say the majority of the race course is stuff that has been run before. It's pretty cool. They've added a couple new little sections. I think fairly early on, like 44 to 49, like Crater Flats. Had never been through that area. And then also, let's see, 143 to 159 is another area that has never been raced. So that was cool. I'd say 75% of the race course is freshly graded, and there hasn't been any rain, so it's really dusty, or will be really dusty during the race. I think qualifying is going to be really important. I think track position is going to be key. If you can be out front and have clean air, especially like the lead trophy truck, because I mean, you're going to have a really nice race course ahead of you, and it's going to get more chewed up as more and more vehicles go over it. I'd be throwing it down in qualifying and really trying to get a spot where you're starting up front. Passing is going to be really difficult. I feel like it kind of always is in Vegas to Reno because you're running at such high speeds. There's not a lot of opportunities to get out into some clean air on an alternate line. So to make a pass, you got to get up on somebody. And when you're running at those speeds and there's a lot of hanging dust, you just got to take too many chances. And when they grade this, the blade pushes a lot of rocks off right on the shoulders. And there's a lot of, pretty good sized rocks that will take a corner off a car or, at least give you a flat. And if you have that, then you're compounding the issue because now you're probably losing more track position and falling back. So I think being patient, um, trying to qualify well, start up front, and then maintain that track position is going to be really important and crucial to putting it on top of the box. Some other things, the course, I mean, I don't think there's one whoop on the entire race course. So setup wise, I would be going with top speed. You want whatever vehicle you're on to be able to go as fast as you can go. Also, the temps have been pretty good. The forecast I've been looking at doesn't look like it's going to be super hot on race day. So I don't think temps are going to be a major issue this year. Um, the other thing, so you want high speed stability. I would be looking at kind of lowering my car and stiffening the suspension a little bit and just making it where it's super stable at high speed and is very predictable through high speed corners. That's where you're gonna really make time. I think there's not a lot of super tight corners on this, so it's just your entry and exit speed out of corners is where you can make time on people, or just flat out top speed. Some other things, with freshly grading the course, like one thing that I kind of had in the back of my mind the whole time is there really weren't a lot of ruts or grooves, and there's an opportunity for whoever lays the first tracks out there to put some good lines. One thing that always frustrates me with off-road races is seems like the ruts just don't hit apexes properly. A lot of times your exits are pinched a little. Um, I feel like a lot of people have a tendency to turn in a little too early. So it'd be awesome if whoever puts those tracks on there, has a good turn in, square it off, hit your apex and exit and have good exit speed when you're laying in those ruts. Yeah, probably those ruts are gonna be made by the lead trophy trucks. So obviously those guys know how to drive. And the trophy trucks generally have a nice open exit because they're gonna be carrying a lot of speed there. versus some courses I've been on, more like recreational UTVs have made the lines, and they're just not ideal paths through those corners where they turn in too early, pinch their exit. So I think that's something I kind of thought about. I think it's gonna be important. You just got to drive what you can see. You got to be patient in this race, because if you really start pushing and you're in somebody's dust and you're driving off just like the roof of their car or their cage or a helmet or something, and you can't see the ground, there are some big rocks and some ruts on the sides that will take you out of this race. So, I think the risk versus reward in those areas, I think you just gotta be patient, keep pressure on people, try to make passes and pits and gain track position there if you can. So I'd be really working on my pit stops and be trying to get in and out of pits as quick as possible and do as few pits as possible, because that's an easy way to gain track position and make time. You know, I talk about it a little bit in one of the videos. Elevation on this course is pretty high. There's a lot where you're above 5,000 feet. Coming through Dunlop Mountain, you're up above 8,000. And then I think I hit like 7115 or something coming over Como into the finish line. And then there's a lot of stuff where you're 6,000 feet. So having your car or vehicle tuned for elevation is important. There are in the beginning like some parallel lines, which I thought is pretty cool. But then when you start getting up towards the top, or well, midway on, there's really not a lot of parallel lines. So that's what I was saying, to make passes, you're gonna have to close on somebody. That's gonna be really tough in the dust. Outside of that, I mean, that's pretty much my thoughts. The course is gonna be super fun. Kind of wish I was racing, especially now that I just ran the whole course and know it. But good luck to everybody out there. Best in Desert did a great job. Huge shout out to Upfit UTV for helping support this, and their Polaris Ranger Ranch Edition. That thing was awesome. Did all 496 miles with no problems. And I don't think that thing was really designed to have the wheels driven off of it, but I did, and it made it. So big thank you to those guys. If you guys are looking for anything like that, Upfit is awesome for it. So check out their website is upfitutv.com. They've got a bunch of different pre-built out vehicles. So definitely check that out. And good luck in the race. Be safe.